Sorry.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Drive to the Game. This week brings us to Roseville High School in a huge MAC White Conference matchup between the Roseville Panthers and the Grosse South Blue Devils. For Sportscaster.com, in partnership with WJR, my name is Giovanni Moschieri. I am joined by some of our Sportscaster.com superstars, our MVPs, Gabe Loper and Taryn Fritching, here at Roseville High School. It's going to be a fantastic matchup. This has become one of the best rivalries in the area so far, and we're going to see all that action tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be a great one. I mean, we've seen both of these programs have high amounts of success over the last few years. Roseville, of course, more recently over the past really 4 to 5 years, just come out of nowhere and just build a superstar program that's been able to compete for wins, compete for conference championships even, and you know, this is going to be a great stage for them to hopefully take the next drive and, you know, towards winning the MAC White.
Definitely, and Grosse South is no slouch when it comes to competition in the MAC White. They've won 38 straight such games in a row. Regular season MAC White matchups, they have not lost in just about 10 years. Roseville here is trying to break that streak and get themselves a regular season win over the Blue Devils, and they will do so on senior night, won't they, Taryn?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, before we were kind of getting ready, you saw all of the seniors line up on the track, and I think that's what makes it so special. Because as a senior myself, I cannot wait for my senior night. But to be able to see it, especially through other people's eyes here at a game that means so much to a lot of people, not only the players but the community as well, I think that's what makes it so cool.
Definitely, and that's something that we hope that we demonstrate to you guys here through our Drive to the Game series, is that every high school and every matchup, they have their own history, their own flair, and their own community that they have supporting them and creating a great atmosphere for not only the students but for the athletes, coaches, parents, everybody involved. High school football is a huge part of what goes on in every community here, and we hope that we do a great job highlighting it here on Drive to the Game. And getting into more of the matchup here, like we mentioned before, South a 38-game win streak in conference, but the playoffs has been a different story last year. Between these two teams, it's been a kind of give and take when they match up in the D2 playoffs.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, it's like when you get to the playoffs, you throw the records out. Whatever happened in the regular season doesn't matter anymore. At this point, it's head to head, and I'm looking at the scoreboard that's right ahead of us, and we see the score that Roseville has posted, 26-27. Grosse South commanded that game all game long. Roseville made a surge to come back late, but fell a point short. So they have that score posted up there, which is huge. I mean, they got that. I mean, I'm sure that's been the rhetoric all week long for these Roseville players. And we'll get to the seniors and stuff, and what that means for them. We talked about the seniors on Senior Day, and eventually some of these players that are going on to play at the next level. But these are players that have played in these playoff games before over these last couple of years and experienced this playoff heartbreak, and they want revenge. Even if it's just a regular season game that'll only go down as maybe something that counts toward just a conference championship and doesn't win you anything towards a state championship really in the long run. But even then, these games help set up for the D2 playoffs coming soon.
Definitely, and Taryn, like we were mentioning before, these seniors on these teams, especially those towards the Roseville side, there's a lot of talent on this field tonight.
I mean, yeah, some of Roseville's most well-known, most likely to make a big play their players are seniors. So we got Bryant Snowden, he's a Youngtown State commit. We have Milton Standifer the fourth, and he's a Ferris State commit. And then we have Miles Sharp, who's a Grand Valley commit. All wonderful, wonderful programs, and especially that Ferris commit. Now that, speaking of D2, we know that we're in D2 in high school, but D2 in college football, Ferris State is the place to be.
Yeah, so any player that you see with Ferris State, understand that that's national championship level program there, regardless of what division. So hats off to the Ferris State commit, and we wish him great luck at the next level here. But speaking of Division II, bringing it back to the high school level, these two programs are some of the best when it comes to Michigan high school Division II. You got number 6 Grosse South and number 9 Roseville. Not only is it a huge heavyweight matchup in terms of the conference, but it is so in the state rankings as well. This is going to be huge, and we cannot wait to get things started here. And I want to tell you a little bit about us here at Sportscaster.com. In our second season here in our partnership with WJR, Drive to the Game provides groundbreaking approach to high school football coverage with WJR's Chris Runrick, who will be at the play-by-play just at kickoff here, along with two of our High School student broadcasters who will be joining him throughout the game. We'll be talking to them at the back half of the game, of the post game as well. It makes for a groundbreaking way to cover high school sports. And if you want to get involved with sportscaster.com, all you got to do is log on to sportscaster.com, create an account, and start making content. Show everyone that you know sports, and maybe you can be one of our sportscaster.com MVPs for opportunities such as these, and even those at Michigan State, live broadcasts of that, covering that, along with many other great opportunities. Sportscaster.com is the place to be. And to kind of bring it back here to the atmosphere, as the crowd's starting to load up, Grosse Pointe South came out with the American flag, as their tradition is. Their most senior, their highest of leadership, is one that is awarded the opportunity to carry the flag here. The buzz is starting to build here.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you want to see. You want to see two high-level programs, as we just saw. I mean, you rank 6 and 9 in D2, and so like I said, these big-time players that we just talked about earlier, with these commits, where there's D2, and then you have South, which had a great group of athletes last year. Great group of athletes, as such as Will Johnson, only 4 years ago, who's currently on the Arizona Cardinals. So, like I said, as the crowd kind of ramps up a little bit here, these environments, this is what makes high school football high school football. It's just something special as Roseville comes out to take the field. I mean, this is what it's all about. I'm excited. We have a great one on our hands.
And Taryn, I especially want to hear it from you as a high school senior at Troy Athens High School. Like this is what it's all about in any sport. You particularly with basketball, but this is quite the buzz.
I mean, absolutely. I love seeing a packed fan section, and not only did Roseville show out, as I hope they did, but Grosse Pointe South, they're starting to fill up their stands, and I love that. And what I love about this is I love that this matchup is just between two such great programs in D2, because everyone always talks about D1. Yes, that's important, but two wonderful programs playing here tonight. I think it'll be a great and a very special game.
Yeah, and even then, when you bring it back to, so some rankings, they'll divide them between Division I, Division II, so on and so forth. But when you get to something like the D zone, for example, they do a great job of ranking 1 through 100, regardless of division. These teams are 28 and 26. Grosse Pointe South 26, Roseville 28. So they're still, regardless of division, some of the finest teams that we have here in the state.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. And like I said, it's like, but again, big-time players, big-time teams. And this is what it's all about. But at the end of the day, we're going to throw the rankings out. We're going to throw the past history out. They removed the score from last year's game off the board. New game. Same field here at Roseville High School. I'm excited for this one. I'm sure the players are excited for this one. And like I said, it's just going to be a good old-fashioned duel. Don't worry about the players and stuff from last year. The seniors, obviously, this will be a very emotional game for them. And if you're Grosse Pointe South, you want to come in here, you want to survive the hostile environment, you want to come out with a win. If you're Roseville, not only do you want to prove a point from last year, but you want to be able to say, you know what, we've built this program from the ground up over the last 5 years. We're here. We're going to take the MAC White, and we're going to take it to them come playoff time.
And I'm excited to see what Grosse Pointe South can do, because we know that Roseville has those seniors. But with Grosse Pointe South having a little bit of a younger team, especially those being the playmakers, I'm excited to see what they can do, because we obviously know that the game last year was just so close. And yes, those were with those seniors. However, Roseville being 3-1 and Grosse Pointe South being 4-0, that definitely says something, and I'm very excited to see how the players, specifically on Grosse Pointe South, play tonight.
Definitely, and it's a tradition for Grosse Pointe South, as we read in season previews via the Detroit Free Press. They reload. They do not rebuild. Grosse Pointe South, no matter what, seems to have a consistent talent flow that keeps them at the top of the MAC White. And particularly their quarterback, I want to bring him as an example here as one of the more interesting players that you'll see for this game here. Last year, Ryan Rowlow, he was the running back. He was a wide receiver, and now coming into this role as a starting quarterback for Grosse Pointe South. Keep an eye on that. And in addition, at least my players of the game here for Roseville, Miles Sharp. He, a defensive lineman going to Grand Valley. I saw some of his tape. He can rush the passer. He can stop the run. That kid is going to be everywhere, and you're going to be hearing his name called plenty of times by Chris Renwick and our student broadcasters. And those student broadcasters for this game from Grosse Pointe South, we have Ryan Hindelberg, and from Roseville, senior Miles Merriweather. You'll be hearing them on the broadcast shortly as we kick things off and get you ready for action here at Roseville High School. Kickoff coming in just a few minutes here. And with 30 seconds left, let's run through the table here. Predictions for this game. Taryn, you first.
I think it's going to be a nice close game. However, I think that Grosse Pointe South is going to come out with a 24-21 win over Roseville.
Yeah, I like Roseville's defense. I like what they're doing offensively with their quick passing game. Give me Roseville 27-24.
Give me 24-21. Last possession, the Roseville Panthers will break the streak of regular season wins for Grosse Pointe South. So we'll send it to Chris Renwick here. We'll see you at halftime, everybody.
This is the Drive to the Game on 760 WJR, sponsored by the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA, and Window World Detroit. Now here's your hometown football host, Chris Renwick.
Boy, oh boy, do we got a good one for you here tonight at Roseville High School. It's the Panthers taking on the Blue Devils of Grosse Pointe South. Two of these teams, a lot of talent, a lot of veteran talent, and two teams that are looking to make long seasons this year with high hopes come the postseason. It's good to have you tonight. Beautiful night. I mean, absolutely perfect weather for high school football. Grosse Pointe South is going to kick it off, so Roseville will start this thing on offense tonight. And we are underway. Good boot. Fielded at the 8-yard line, coming back the other way, trying the right sideline. Little shake and bake at the 8, gets across the 10, still turning his feet out to the 13, and then finally snowed under. Nice little return. Bobbled it initially. That was Damarian Brown, the starting running back, out there on kick return duty. So excited to have some new friends up here in the booth tonight. Robin Hindelong is the sophomore at Grosse Pointe South and joins me. Robert, it's good to have you.
Yeah. Excited to be here.
This is a fun game tonight. Obviously, some real postseason ramifications here. Miles Merriweather, a senior at Roseville, joins us. Miles, it's good to have you.
Nice to meet you, Chris.
And again, when you talk about what this could mean come the postseason, we'll get into some of those implications a little later on. But Ryan Davis, the quarterback here for this Panthers offense, can really spin it. Not afraid to extend plays with his feet, keeps his eyes downfield. He's a heck of a player. Takes a snap from the shotgun position. He's going to unload down the field. Got a man streaking at the 35, across the 50 to the 45 to the 40, still on his feet. Nobody's going to catch him at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Roseville. Right off the rip, it is Brian Snowden. A long way, and Roseville strikes first at 6-0.
Very great play by the Youngstown commit, Brian Snowden. You know, he's been hard grinding all offseason. It's a great play by him. Reason why he's offered by Youngstown.
He got a great jump off the line. The corner just couldn't keep up with him.
Yeah, just had no shot. Once he got a little separation, he was gone the entire way.
And it was a perfect, tight spiral pass from Ryan Davis. Hit him in stride. Roseville up 6-0, looking to put one more on the board here. So this thing starts off with a bang. Good snap, good hold. That kick is up, and that thing is good. Handling kicking duty is Lucas Sides. The senior puts a leg on it. That's going to be a little quick jump on the flag. That goes against Roseville. So I think they're going to retry this thing. So see what the offense decides to do here. They're going to move it back, try this extra point again. It was good there. So Laundry will move it back 5 yards on the penalty, and we'll do it again. A little bit of a higher snap this time, but that kick is up, and that is no good. So that penalty consequential there, and it stays 6-0. But a quick strike here for your Panthers.
Amazing start, man. They show a lot of resiliency, especially after last year's loss to this Grosse Pointe South team, a very great team, I do say. It's all about the coaching, man. It's just in our blood.
Now, this team, this Grosse Pointe South team, a little bit of a different year, right? A lot of guys left last year. Obviously, they were seniors. What does this team look like?
This team is very young but very good. A lot of new talent at the wide out at the specialty positions, but a lot of new, same faces in the O-line and D-line. And they're dealing with some big injuries right now, but they're looking good and looking poised to make a run. That missed extra point definitely is big. Maybe will affect the score.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Certainly, any point you can put on the board is going to be important. But you talk about the veteran-laden, the trenches here,
Yeah.
the offensive, defensive line. That is huge. That's where everything starts.
Yeah.
And they are certainly talented at that position. So we'll see how they're able to take advantage of that potentially throughout this game.
O-line has looked pretty much the same all year. G-line has some injuries, but O-line has been very sound most of the year.
All right, here's the kick. Good one. Fielded at the 8-yard line, coming back the other way, out across the 15 to the 20. Little stutter step at the 22, and then gets out to the 23-yard line. Spot him at the 23, and that's where this Blue Devils offense will take over for the first time, led by Sam Rulo. Again, just another guy that has a ton of snaps under his belt.
Yeah, he is a very good runner as a quarterback, good dual threat. They like to use him with his legs and like to get him outside on some trick plays as well. They've used him as like a wide receiver option a couple times this season already.
They sent 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He's going to go out to the left. Little tip grab. Tries to put on the brakes and cut up field. Cooper Richards hauled that thing in. That was just really good concentration by that junior receiver to pull that thing in. Short gain of 4, but that is a big-time catch there.
Yeah, huge catch. Little bit of high pass. Great way to handle that ball, bring it in. And it's just a great catch over there by Cooper Richards.
11 minutes on the clock. Fresh into this one. Panthers with a 6-0 lead. Here's a give. Up the middle. Picks up 1. That's Charlie Michelotti. Just wasn't a lot of room. Again, you talk about the trenches. That's good play inside.
That Roseville defensive line has been built from the ground up no matter what. It all starts with our great defensive tackle, Miles Sharp, Grand Valley commit. Great way to show his dominance. Should be number 1 in state, in my opinion.
You played on this team.
Yes, I did.
You didn't play. You're not on the team this year, but you played last year. So you know a lot of these guys.
I know a lot of these guys very well, and I can tell you when it comes down to it, they're going to make the play.
All right, back to it. 3rd down and 6 here. Check that, 3rd and 5. Rulo takes, scans, throws over the middle, incomplete. Looking for his big tight end, but that's good defensive play. Brian Snowden, who just had that long touchdown pass on the defensive side of the ball, making a play there on 3rd down, and the Blue Devils going to have to punt it away.
Brian's very first time playing both sides this year. He's not showing any size effects of being like tired or anything, even throughout his first couple of games. And now it just shows he's a great defensive player.
I'd be gassed running 80 yards like that. He's back out there playing defense. That's pretty good.
It's for the love of the game, man. It's all in his blood.
No doubt about it. And now look where he's at. He's back standing at his own 40-yard line on punt return duty.
Yes, South's quarterback is also their punter this year.
Sam Rulo gets a hold of this one. It's a good one. Snowden's going to have to backtrack at the 35, make the catch. Out to the 40-yard line. Flag on the play, gets to the 42. Taken down there. Nice job on pursuit. Andrew Brown hauls him down, but we got to check the laundry. Looked like maybe just a pretty innocuous block in the back, maybe, right at about the 35. Yeah, and that's the call. That was, to me, that's a borderline call. It wasn't real egregious, but it was there, so they threw the flag, and that'll move them back. So they'll spot it at the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. Let's see what this offense for the Panthers dials up after one play and a big score in their first drive.
Yeah, that's one of those penalties with whoever you ask, they're going to have a different answer if that's right or wrong. Very close call there.
So they go heavy to the left side of the line. Here's Ryan Davis, takes. He's going to keep it out across the 30, gets to the 35-yard line, and then drugged down from behind at the 37.
Ryan Davis, guys, he's just an athlete, like varsity basketball player, started at our point guard position. But, like, when it comes down to it, he's going to get to the nitty-gritty on the field.
And that was a design quarterback run all the way. 9:40 to play here in the first. Panthers up 6-0. from the shotgun. 2 receivers left, ball near hash mark. Davis tries the hard count. Blue Devils don't bite. Now he checks with the sideline. DeMyron Brown's in the backfield with him. Davis settles in, sends a man in motion left to right, calls for it, gets it. This time gives to Brown. Runs up the middle with a little bit of a hole out across the 40 to the 45-yard line. Falls forward to the 37, and that's enough for a first down.
Yeah, those injuries on the Blue Devils defensive line showing early. They lost one of their leading tacklers and their leading sack leader on the year due to turf toe this week.
Yeah, that's a tough break going into a game like this. So fresh set here, 1st and 10 from their own 47. Ryan Davis and this Panthers offense at work. A little bit of a low snap, gives it to the man streaking across. And that one taken down in the backfield. Almost looked like Milton Stanifer slipped. He tried to get north to south, tried to plant his foot, but the cleats weren't there, and they just fell out from under him. So he'll lose about 4 yards. Check that, 5 yards back to the 43-yard line, so 2nd and 15. Fakes to Brown. Got Snowden just shy of the 50, and then driven back hard. Good pursuit there. Drew Brown, the strong safety, comes up and makes the play for the Blue Devils. It's 3rd down and 7.
Guys, this Panther team, it looks at Grosse Pointe South as their biggest rival. All year it's always the motto, we come to beat South at the end of the day.
Grosse Pointe South has a lot of inexperience outside. They have a couple of sophomores and a couple of juniors as on their cornerback position.
Here's Davis scrambling to his left, throwing across his body. Incomplete. Looking for Rico Crudup, but that one goes through his hands, incomplete. And it's 4th down. They're going to have to punt it away.
There is some laundry on the field, though.
Yep, that's at about the 44-yard line. It's about where Ryan Davis was throwing from. It's going to be a hold on the Panthers. They'll decline it, and it's 4th down, so they will have to punt it away. Good throw, though. I mean, Ryan Davis moving to his left as a right-handed quarterback, that's a tough throw. He did square up, flipped those hips, and got a good ball in, but Crudup just couldn't pull it in, and it's 4th down.
Little high there on that pass.
Jaden Williams, the punter, here for Roseville. Stands at his own 36. That ball snapped low. He's got to run with it. Not able to get it off, and he's tackled at the 35-yard line.
That's a huge play on special teams by that Blue Devils special teams unit. That will give them really good field possession as they're trying to come back in this game early.
I mean, Miles, you know, everybody talks about offense and defense, but those special teams, absolutely crucial, and that came back to bite the Panthers there.
Definitely. Jaden Williams, a D1 wrestler, but he hasn't really been playing special teams as much. Just started his first year as a punter this year.
It looked like he almost had an opportunity to get it off. It was a low snap. He was able to corral it, but by that time, the Blue Devils were all over him. So great starting field position at the 36-yard line for the Panthers. Here come Grosse Pointe South. Little dump off out to the right, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard. Charlie Micheloti couldn't get back to the line, so he'll lose 1. Great pursuit there. The Panthers were not fooled on that at all.
Yeah, Charlie Micheloti was the second-string running back last year, had a bunch of playing time, but now has found his way into the starting role as the starting running back from the previous year, graduated last year.
7:15 to play here in the first. Panthers up 6-0. Blue Devils looking for their first points of the game. Motion man right to left. Here's a keeper. Rulo takes it 2 yards out to the 35-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and long here, and that was a design keeper. And Robert, you talked a little bit about that. Is dual threat guy, they're not afraid to use his legs.
Yeah, they're expect to see them use his legs a lot, especially on crucial 3rd downs. He's going to pass a bit, but he's definitely more of a runner than a passer, and that's going to be very important to see throughout the day today.
3rd and 9 here. Ball far hash mark. They huddle at the 43-yard line. They break and set, send 3 receivers to the left. Rulo to the shotgun, calls for it, gets it. Rolling right. This looks like a keeper. Tries to cut it up. That's the short side of the field. There just was nothing there. Lose a yard back to the initial line of scrimmage, and now it's 4th down. This is a weird place on the field.
Yeah, interesting to see if they'll punt or kick the field goal or even go for it. Interesting spot here. Still, the Blue Devils still looking for their first down of the game.
Great eye discipline by Roseville as well, especially when it comes down to it. Organized chaos is the word of the day, guys.
Adrian Thompson over on that far side, the cornerback, just read it perfectly and just followed Rulo along with the play. Now, he's the punter, so they set up in an offensive formation, and they're going to run the play. Sets his feet. He's got some room out to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, 10, cuts it in at the 5. Touchdown. Grosse Pointe South.
They've called that play. Looked like a called pass, but he had a bunch of running room. He's done that numerous times throughout the season, especially last week. That's what got them going, and hopefully that will get them going here today.
I mean, cleared out that whole side of the field. All those routes were going to the left. He ran right and found nothing but grass, made one cut at about the 10, and he was home free.
Yeah, once he got through the line, no one touched him all the way, and great touchdown there, great run.
Good snap, good hold, good kick. And just like that, Grosse Pointe now leads on that extra point conversion, 7-6, 5:34 to play.
Yeah, that drive was all led up by that special teams blunder by Roseville, and special teams seems like it might determine this game early on with that missed extra point and that fumble on the punt. But Grosse Pointe South has won the special teams battle so far.
Yeah, and again, you're at about the 35-yard line or so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a heck of an ask for a kicker to make that kind of field goal. You punt it short field, that makes it difficult. Might not be get it into the end zone, 20-yard punt or so. So you go for it, and that time it paid off for them.
Yeah, it's not much of a risk because if you don't get it, they still will have fine field position, but not great. You're driving, you're looking for your first down, you're looking to have some momentum, as Roseville had the early momentum, tried to swing it back, and they obviously did right there.
Yeah, and Miles, I mean, lost the first game of the season, right? But they bounced back, rattled off 3 wins. This team can bounce back pretty quickly.
That's all they do, man. It's really about how they practice. The standard is the standard. When most people aren't practicing and they're sleeping, we are up ready.
All right, got this thing teed up. Nadim Harani is the kicker for this team, puts a foot on it. Good kick. All the way back at the 4-yard line, coming back across the 10 to the 50. Ball's out! Ball's out! Grosse Pointe South has it inside the 15-yard line. Hit at about the, maybe about the 11, the 12-yard line. That ball popped straight up in the air, and it looked like it was Brody Vineyard who came down with it.
Yeah, that's another one of those big special team plays that you need early in this game, and Grosse Pointe South has taken advantage of those so far. Hopefully they will right here.
They get right to the line. 2 receivers right, 2 left, ball far hash mark. Blue Devils moving right to left. Starting this drive in the red zone. Rulo motion man, right to left. Calls for it, gets it. Throws to him, incomplete. Sailed it a little on him. He was looking for Cooper Richards again, but it fell to the turf. It's 2nd down and 10.
It's going to be interesting to see as the game goes on how the offensive defensive line for Grosse Pointe South do. They have a bunch of players who play on both ways.
And this is a tough position for the defense to be in, right? Quick change, now your back's against the wall.
Very tough position. Can't really imagine how they're going to come back, but I believe in them.
2 receivers right, 2 left. Rulo takes. He's going to run with it. Gets out in front of the 10 to around the 5-yard line. See where they spot it. I think they're going to spot it at about the 7.
Yeah, just short of the
shy of the first down. Yep. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 3 after the gain of 7.
And to backtrack, Chris, I honestly believe for Roseville to get started again, they got to get on special teams. They got to get it right. They can't keep having these blunders and mistakes.
All right, big 3rd down here for this Panthers defense. They go heavy up front, I formation. Rouleau under center, throws, little wide receiver screen. Gets inside the 5. That should be enough for a first down to the 2-yard line.
Yeah, talking to these players before this game, all of them said that they have a special brothership this year. Their Thursday team meetings and team dinners after practice, those really help lead into those games and really help this team.
Break the huddle quick, get right to the line. Oh, that ball's on the ground! And Grosse Point South able to get back on top of it. Charlie Michelotti fell on it. And now they're bringing in some new personnel, but that was disastrous.
Yeah, not what you were looking for on 1st and goal. Trying to run it quick, try to get in quickly, and the ball just got away. I don't know if the quarterback wasn't ready for it or what happened there.
I mean, that ball, it was almost like he bowled it out. It stayed on the turf the whole way. Now they send 3 receivers left, 1 right. Spreading out this defense. Rouleau calls for it, gets it, looking left. Cuts it inside, and he's taken down. That's going to be a sack back to the 12-yard line, 11-yard line.
I honestly believe it's all in this Panthers defensive line. If they can hold up front, that's honestly the way to stop that running.
So it's 3rd and goal. They'll spot it at the 11-yard line. Rouleau heads over to the sideline, gets the call, and trots back. They convene at the 19. They break. Right to the line. Big 3rd down here. Rouleau calls for it, gets it, throws it, got a man, touchdown. Trey Grabowski into the end zone from 11 yards out. And the Blue Devils expand their lead.
Yeah, just a great play called there. Got some separation and never waited. As soon as he got that ball, took a couple steps and got in. Never touched along the way.
Just a tough spot for that defense to be put in. Another big 3rd down.
Very tough, man. And it's plays like that where it's always woulda, coulda, shouldas. It's always time to move on. You can't change the past, but you can affect the future when you really put your mind to it.
Yeah, and Trey Grabowski's big frame, just a little slant on the inside as that extra point attempt is up and good. So 14-7 now. Grosse Point South leading at 3:46 to play. But that quick change of position, I mean, you know, after the defense was already out there for a whole other series for Grosse Point South, you get back there inside your own red zone. It's a tough spot to be, but again, now you got to still move on, right? It's still next play. You're going to get the ball back. Got to get down the field.
I feel like offense is going to turn it up here because, like, one thing they don't like to do is many turnovers. When they don't get the chance, they want it in their hands no matter what it can be.
This Grosse Point South defense has been rested, and it's going to be interesting to see. They had to go out quick for the first 2 drives after Roseville started with the ball, and then Grosse Point South went 3 and out. Now they've had a little bit of a break as Grosse Point South has taken this lead, and now they get to play with the lead.
Interesting to see how Jaden Williams come back after that punt. Even if it's just on kick return, he's definitely wanting to see how he can make it effect.
Lights are starting to come on here at the field here in Roseville. Beautiful facility here, packed house, great contingent of Blue Devils fans across the way here. Senior night, as a matter of fact. We saw the procession of seniors honored here on the track before the game. Wonderful night here for high school football. Here's the kick. Put a good foot on that one. Fielded at the 6. At the 10, the 15, the 20. Find some space along the far sideline. Full head of steam out across the 35 and then tripped up at the 39-yard line. Look, that can give you a jolt.
That's really what they got him out there for. That's senior Reginald Feldner. He plays it all, running back, receiver, quarterback if need be. So when it gets the ball in his hand, I expect the play to be made.
But just a little bit of momentum, a little bit of energy, a little bit of that juice can go a long way for this offense. And good starting field position at their own 39-yard lines. Here comes Ryan Davis.
It's a big switch on special teams as Grosse Point South gave up a big play there as opposed to getting the big play on special teams.
They set up shop at their own 39, 1st and 10. Panthers down 7. Under 3:40 to play here in the first quarter. A little bit of a low snap. Davis is going to keep it, try that left side. I don't think he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to say maybe, but that's it. Nothing else. And then Ryan Davis is tossed towards the end of that play. No flag. He wanted some laundry. He's not going to get it. So did the faithful here.
That's really just how it shows what type of game this is, guys. Going back 3 years now, Roseville, when they beat them in the playoffs, now that Grosse Pointe they won the last 2 matchups, it's nothing but bad blood out there.
Yeah, Grosse Pointe South swept Roseville last year, winning in the regular season and in the postseason against Roseville.
All right, 2nd down and 10. Here's the take. Davis sets, got a little bit of time, wants to take a shot down the field. Once again, looking for his big-bodied receiver, guy who's been all over the field tonight, Brian Snowden, just sailed it a little too far, incomplete, and it's 3rd down.
One thing about Bryant, guys, he loves to bounce back. He gets it from a big brother, Amari Snowden, a cornerback at Toledo now, but he really just wants to show that he's more than just a name.
Yeah, it looked like he had an open receiver down there, number 7, Milton Standifer.
3 receivers to the right. Davis takes. Getting pressured. Got to roll out of the pocket. Throws. Got him in. Ooh. Incomplete. Zach Wilson jumped that route. He was in coverage on Milton Standifer. Jumped the route, and that one incomplete. I mean, one went right through his hands.
Very great coverage by Zach there, man. Very great coverage. That's a ball right there.
Yeah, Grosse Pointe South got pressure on that play, too, which I think affected that pass a little bit.
Yeah, certainly. So it's 4th down. And now, imagine a punt situation here for the Panthers. That's exactly what they're going to do.
Jaden Williams looking to bounce back, especially now. You know how he's feeling.
Grosse Pointe South is Charlie Michelotti back to return the kick.
Much better snap this time. Jaden Williams able to get a foot on it. A little bit of a short kick. Michelotti comes up, calls for the fair catch at the 38-yard line. So that's where the Blue Devils will take over.
Roseville head coach is definitely mad about some of the things that happened out there. That's not what he teaches his guys to do. You fly to the ball no matter what. You don't hit the guy if he calls for it, but you still got to fly to the ball.
You know, we talked a little bit about some of the guys that are missing defensively here for Grosse Pointe South. So far, they've held up pretty well.
Yeah, it seems to not be a big of an issue. I think maybe as the game goes on, as the new guys start to get a little bit tired, it might affect because they have players who usually play only on offense now playing on both sides of the ball this week.
All right, here's Rulo. Takes, gives Michelotti. A little bit of a seam on that right side of that line, running in between Alex Foote and Matt Dusso, the right guard and right tackle. Crosses the 40 out to the 43-yard line.
Grosse Pointe South has seemed to get a little bit of push on the offensive line so far in this game.
As much as I love this team, guys, Bryant Snowden is starting to show way more wear and tear as the game goes on. He's more tired. He's more hands on his hips now.
Certainly playing a lot of snaps tonight. Rulo takes on the keeper, and he's going to be tracked down from behind, taken down at the line of scrimmage. So while not officially a sack, that's a heck of a play from that backside.
Yeah, Grosse Pointe South hasn't been able to get much going with the running the quarterback only on that one big touchdown run. They have passed the ball pretty well to start this game so far.
Ball at the 43. It's 3rd down. This would be a big stop here for Roseville if they can get it defensively.
Roseville is looking for their two-way guy, Miles Sharp. He always seems to make the play when it comes up to it, and they're waiting for him.
Get to the line. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Ball far hash mark. Rulo takes. Quick roll to his right. Getting pressured and sacked.
I told you guys that Panther defense is really showing out tonight, guys. When they really get started, they know what they can do. That is senior BJ Brandon Riddle, but it seems like he's not in his normal jersey tonight, so I wonder what's going on with that.
Yeah, Grosse Pointe South just gave up too much pressure. Rulo didn't see a guy open downfield. Didn't have enough time to get rid of it or get out of the pocket there.
All right, under a minute to play. Grosse Pointe South going to have to punt it away. Taking the time. No rush here for Grosse Pointe. Good snap. Rulo puts a foot on it. Flag on the play, fielded at the 32-yard line. Coming back the other way, and an absolutely huge hit.
There is a flag down on the play.
Troop Linnell came in like a heat-seeking missile and absolutely decked Brian Snowden. There was a flag right as that ball was snapped, so maybe a little bit of movement.
Yeah, he plays a very aggressive middle linebacker role on this defense for Grosse Pointe South.
And you really wonder, will that play much of an effect on Brian Snowden as he comes in now? Like, just went straight to the hole off the field after that hit.
Yeah, and those hits will wear on you a little bit. You get a couple of those throughout the game, they'll certainly wear on you. I don't see him out there at the moment. He's on the sideline talking to some of the staff, so maybe they're going to give him a breather here. Let's check the flag. So block in the back here for the Panthers, unfortunately, will move him back. So a pretty good return there, albeit small, but it worked out efficiently. Move him back to the 20-yard line, so it's 1st and 10 from there. Ryan Davis directing traffic. 2 receivers to the left, ball far hash mark, moving left to right, and they're all blacks. Davis gives up the middle with some space out to the 30, to the 35, to the 40. Still on his feet inside Blue Devil territory, and then tracked down behind at the 35-yard line. Ethan Morgan brought him down, but Demarion Brown, huge gain and a shot in the arm and a big first down.
Knowing Demarion Brown personally, I can tell that guy, that gets to his ego, and he really will start showing out more. One thing about him, when his confidence gets going, he's the one to reckon with.
He was just patient behind the line. As soon as he saw the hole, he hit it and turned on the afterburners, and he's got speed to burn. 12 seconds left here in the first. I don't think the Panthers are going to be interested in running a play. They're going to trot to the sideline. And that's how the first quarter will come to an end. Panthers looking for more points, although it's Grosse Pointe South up 14-6. It's our drive to the game coverage tonight here on WJR. Take a break. Second quarter coming up on WJR.
This is Sportscaster.com. Have a dream to one day be a professional sportscaster? Love commenting on sports? Want to be the next great voice? Sportscaster.com is the place to make those dreams come true. A great sports broadcaster is able to capture the action.
Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
Amplify the drama.
To the end zone! Touchdown Detroit Lions! Oh my!
Create memories forever etched in our minds.
A year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
Sends shivers up our spine, make us leap out of our seat, scream at the TV, and even ask ourselves, did that really just happen?
You believe in miracles? Yes!
Now it's your turn to let your voice be heard.
Once again, versatility, the word of the night for Anthony Battani.
Sportscaster.com provides all the tools you need to produce your own content, create your own sports talk show, stir it up with sports commentary, and even take a shot at live play-by-play. Whether young or old, new to sportscasting, or a seasoned voice in sports, just sign up and open your own channel, create and upload your content, and show the world you know sports. Sportscaster.com. Now, we put the mic in your hands and put you in the center of the action.
You're getting the only high school football game coverage in Southeast Michigan you need. The Drive to the Game, sponsored by the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA, and Window World Detroit. Once again, Chris Renwick.
All right, second quarter. Grosse Pointe South up 14-6. Here's the snap, 1st and 10. Ryan Davis sets his feet, a little bit of pressure, tries the middle, but he's going to lose a yard. Back to the 36-yard line, ran right into the teeth of that defense, and it's going to be 2nd and 11.
That looks like senior Henry Chesterton who got in on that tackle. He's been out the last couple of years with injuries, now being able to play a full year so far this season. He's had a pretty good start to this year. He's also in the show choir at Grosse Pointe South.
2nd and 11. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Ryan Davis from the shotgun. Motion man right to left, calls for it, gets it. Fakes it, keeps it. Boy, just nothing there. Really good play from that defensive end. Looked like that was Simon Justin made that play, stood him up.
One thing I can say about Davis, he has been going through his year as like a running quarterback, and it definitely seems like Grosse Pointe South has picked up on that through film and the great preparation.
Yeah, all those players I know, I've seen them in those classes. They've been watching film as much as they can, getting ready for this game.
All right, trips to the right. Davis takes flag on the play.
Looks like they probably jumped there.
Yeah, a little quick on that right side. That'll move him back 5 yards. A little quick jump. So what's the show choir? Now you've piqued my interest. What do we got here? What is this?
They dance and sing at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they do both at the same time. He's been doing it his entire career at Grosse Pointe South.
That's cool. We'll spot it back at the 40.
He also likes to play guitar as well.
A little 6-string action. Very good.
Yeah.
Amazing qualities, if I do say so myself.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
A lot of skill there. All right, here's the take. Davis looking, got some time. Now he's going to run to his right, keeps his eyes down the field, fires, incomplete. Looking far side. Once again, Brian Snowden the target. But again, not a bad throw. Kind of was in that situation where either Snowden's going to get it or nobody's going to get it, and it bounced off his shoulder incomplete.
Yeah, that looked like good coverage there by junior Drew Brown.
Great offense, but even better defense in that play right there.
That's kind of what we've expected now from this matchup. I mean, you're going to, it's kind of like a boxing fight. Like, you're going to land a couple of punches, but these teams very good, and they know each other well. So 4th now and 15. And the punting unit's out on the field.
Looks like Michelotti's the deep man again for South.
Stands at his own 10-yard line. Good punt. Sail on him a little bit. Take a Panthers hop near the 1-yard line and then fielded. Ooh, are they going to say that he got into the end zone? Nope, they're going to say spotted at the 1-yard line. That is great coverage.
That's how you bounce back if you're Jaden Williams. You come out and show you have a leg on you and you're not ready. You're not scared to show it off.
That is really, really good stuff.
That's a good big win there for Roseville on special teams as they lost that battle in the first quarter. They're hoping to win it here in the second quarter.
I mean, guys, that's inside the 1-yard line. If that was any closer, it'd be a touchback.
Yeah.
I don't know that you could fit a playing card between the football and the line.
It looks like probably the South offensive line is going to have to line up in the end zone here. They're going to have to get some room quickly.
I wonder how Roseville's defense is going to play this right here.
So here's just the quarterback keeper to try to get some room.
Yeah, it looked
Gets
like
to the 4, so that's a good push.
Yeah, it looked like they ran like a little bit of a tush push there, play they usually use on trying to score, but just trying to get out of your own goal line there. Good play call there for Grosse Pointe South.
If I do say so, that tush push is a very controversial call in sports world right
It really is. I agree. And a flag on the play. So that goes against Grosse Pointe South. So that'll be half the distance to the goal.
And
spotted at the 2.
It'll be interesting to see. Now they're right back on their goal line. They have a little bit more room there on the 2-yard line instead of the 1, but it's going to be very interesting to see what they try to do here. They're going to try to go deep down the field, try to get a first down, or just be conservative again and get a little more room.
Again, you get down to this side of the field, this part of the field, you start running the risk of penalties in the end zone, safeties. It's a hairy spot to be in. This time, instead of being under center, Rulo's going to take it at the shotgun. They give it. That time, Michelotti carries out to the 6-yard line, tripped up from behind. So a little bit of extra breathing room here for 3rd down.
Yeah, just a shoestring tackle. Look, he seemed frustrated that he couldn't get away. If he got away, probably first down, big gain there for Grosse Pointe South.
You wonder, if you're Roseville coaches, what do you expect from your team? Do you want them to just get the stop, or do you want them to like force a safety or anything like that?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think if you try to keep them back here, pin them back, make them punt the football. Some crazy things happen down when you're punting the football from that close to your end zone. But Rouleau takes it, evades one tackler, gets out to the 12-yard line, out to the 13, and that's going to be enough for a first down.
Great
heads-up play.
Yeah, he just used his legs there, created some separation, and big play there. His pregame meal of subs probably helped him with that one.
What's his pregame meal?
Subs.
Subs. Do you know what kind of sub?
Nice. That you like to see the subs that they give them on the team bus. That's what all the players eat before these games.
Fair enough. The subs are working. But he was getting under duress.
Yeah.
Here, he had to break the pocket and scrambled enough for a first down. So 1st and 10 from the 13. Rouleau sends a motion left to right. Takes. He's going to keep it. Tries that left corner out across the 15 to the 20 and then cut down at the 23. Gain of 10 and a first down.
Yeah, Rouleau said yesterday's favorite part of being a quarterback is the leadership, and he's certainly showing that so far today.
And you wonder, Roseville's defensive players, who's really going to step up to be the leader to stop Rouleau from running? Because, he really has shown his legs can do it all.
Yeah, they've tried to use his legs as much as they can, trying to open up the pocket, trying to get some plays downfield later in this game, and hopefully just try to create space, get first down to keep the ball moving right now.
Spread them out again. 3 receivers set. Michelotti again trying left guard over Henry Chesterton. Picking up positive yards, gain of, call it 5.
That's Jaden Williams with the tackling. As you can see with that tackle, that's that wrestling tackling for him. It really hurts. It's really firm. It's really straight pinpoint accuracy.
Send a couple big defensive tackles in the game, too.
The left tackle, Henry Danilevich for Grosse Pointe South. His brother is also on this team.
2nd and 5. Rouleau takes. Little flick of the wrist over the middle. He was looking for his streaking receiver, Cooper Richards, but he missed him, incomplete. And it's 3rd down and 5.
Speaking of that tackle, it's a very interesting family ordeal because his father is my gym teacher, guys.
Who?
Daniel Levitch.
Really?
Yes, his father he just went class with me today, so I was really hoping to see him. I think I see him over there on South
What's
Side.
the best thing about gym class?
I'm not going to lie, it's the team. It's the ordeal. It's like team sports.
Yeah.
It's basketball.
Yeah, his dad was my middle school baseball coach as well.
Do you like running the mile? You still have to do that?
Yeah.
You like it?
No. Even as a track athlete now, I still don't like it.
You're a track athlete? You don't like it?
No, I do not.
All right, trips left. 3rd and 5. Rouleau's going to keep it, trying the right side. Cuts it upfield. Not going to get it. Going to be stopped short. He'll be about a yard shy.
Great sideline to sideline speed by the offensive tackle Miles Sharp, a Grand Valley commit, and he's showing why he has that commitment right there.
Yeah, Grosse Pointe South not with many commitments on this year. Their junior quarterback, Sammy Rouleau, is probably one of their only people who might go D1, but they have a bunch of sophomores and juniors who have that talent and ability too if they keep developing here.
All right, Brian Snowden back deep. Rouleau takes, gets this punt away. Snowden backtracking. He's going to let it bounce. Takes a big Grosse Pointe South hop inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line, and that's where it dies. So that's where Panthers will take over. That's a great punt by Rouleau.
Yeah, great way to flip in the field. A bad punt would have put Roseville in good position, and now Grosse Pointe South put Roseville in a field position where they got to drive the entire field.
But credit Snowden there, too. I mean, look, he's a baller, right?
Yeah.
He's a playmaker. You see that. It's very obvious. But sometimes the best play is to not make the play. And he elected to not make that play, let that ball hit. Unfortunately, it took a hop on him, but that was the right play to make.
That's just football IQ, man. You can't be out there and not know what you're doing. It will get you hurt. It will get you, especially in a game like this.
Yeah, it's been a very physical game so far today.
All right, Panthers back out on offense. Davis gives, bouncing it outside to the sideline, turning on those Jets again. DeMyron Brown, and then finally forced out of bounds after a long gain. They'll spot him inside Blue Devil territory at the 47. They've had a lot of success with him running the football tonight.
DeMyron Brown was under Desmond Stratton, the Illinois defensive back now. But last year, he really took every chance he got to take up any knowledge he could. And now it shows on his field.
Grosse Pointe still up 14-6. No points scored here in this second quarter. 6:15 to play. Ryan Davis takes, runs up the middle, follows his lead blocker inside the 40-yard line.
Ryan Davis, he has a big frame. He's 6'3", 220 now. And that shows when he runs the ball, he's not scared to put his shoulder down.
That's a pickup of 11 and a first down. Moving the football here, a couple of chunk plays. And they're knocking on the door. 36-yard line, ball near hash mark. Two receivers left. Ryan Davis sends a man in motion, calls for it, gets it, gives it Brown, trying the left side, patiently waiting for those blocks to develop, finds the edge at the 15, the 10, the 5, touchdown, DeMyron Brown.
When we talk about patience, guys, we definitely got to bring up DeMyron Brown's patience when he runs the ball. He shows that at any time he can make a play, he can get that turn, that speed on, and he just did just that.
Waiting for those blocks to form, and once he got those blocks, he was gone, and they never were able to touch him.
One thing I do know about DeMyron, guys, he loves Skittles. He's always got a pack with him, and if you see him in school and in class, he has one for him.
He's got a sweet tooth.
Especially.
All right, extra point. Try to pull this thing within a point. A little bit of a snap inside, and that kick is wide left again. So a little bit of trouble on those extra points.
As Roseville's kicker, Lucas Sides, he's a nice soccer player. Like, he's varsity soccer, travel soccer. He could go to an academy for it. But really, does it translate to football? We don't know. He really shows that in these games.
5:38, Grosse Pointe South up 14-12, right in this thing.
Extra points were a big factor in last year's game as well, as it came down to a point.
Chris Renwick, Robert Hindlang of Grosse Pointe South, Miles Merriweather here at Roseville. It's good to have you with us tonight on a beautiful night. Lights are on, under the lights.
Blessed to be here, Chris.
Man.
Blessed to be here, man.
Yeah, it's been a really great game so far, Chris.
It's been a great game so far.
And
All
Lucas Sides throwing his mouthpiece, you can tell it's getting to him right now.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys, what's it been like this week in school?
Oh,
right, this is a big game, conference game. What's it been like?
I have a class with most of the starting offense, and I can tell you this right now. It's been nothing but film. Even in our news and broadcasting, it's nothing but film. And they all want Grosse Pointe South's number. They had their name written up on the wall in the locker room, showing that's what they want.
Yeah, all the players, whenever the teacher do homework, they are all watching film instead, and the teachers just turn a blind eye to it, knowing this week is probably the biggest game of the year.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, here's the kick. Fielded at the 5-yard line. Nicoletti makes one man miss, but can't make the second one miss.
A little bit of an interesting decision to receive that ball at the 5-yard line. It probably would have been gone in the back of the end zone for a touchback if he just let it go.
That's one thing. Roseville takes some advantage of his opportunity. As you can see right there, they got the guy for a miss, and he couldn't stop. He was already on his way down.
So spotted at the 19-yard line. That's where Sam Rulo and company take over. So big night here, too. It's senior night here at Roseville. What's that mean?
So senior night at Roseville is very serious. Just earlier today, we crowned our homecoming court, and that just shows a homecoming game next week, and they just show that no one's worried about that. They want this team's number.
Rulo gets hit as he throws that ball, looking for his big tight end. It falls incomplete, but there's a flag on the play.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit of contact there. It looked pretty bang, but they threw the flag. We'll see what the call is.
Yeah, as he was going up, it looked like he got hit a little bit. That's probably the call there.
Yeah, pass interference on Roseville.
One thing about number 13, Sean Moore, he plays a little more physical than others. So he's been worried about that all year, just worried about getting his hands off in the right time.
Tack on some free yardage here for the Blue Devils. They'll spot this one at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, most of the Blue Devil players, they all talk about how they love to play Clash in their free time.
Trips left. Here's the give. Nickelodeon cuts it inside over at the 45-yard line, and he picks up 13 and enough for a first down near midfield.
They've gotten a lot of push on that offensive line, which has given them some running room, especially with their running back and quarterback today, as they ran the ball very well, passed it well, but especially run the ball at a great rate so far today.
Still plenty of time, 5 minutes to play here in the first half. Grosse Point up 14-12. Little shovel pass, trying the left side. Finds the corner for just a second, Cooper Richards. But he's banged out of bounds.
That's great discipline by that corner on the other side over there. Can't really make out his number. But he's like showing great discipline this entire game, making the plays when it comes to it.
Gain of 2 out to the 50-yard stripe.
Yeah, Cooper Richards is one of the star basketball players for the Grosse Point South varsity basketball team.
I have a question. Is that Carter Richards' little brother?
Yes, it is.
I knew it.
His brother plays basketball in D2.
They break the huddle, get to the line. 2nd and 8. 2 receivers right. Rulo takes, gives. Charlie Michelodi inside Panthers territory. Not enough for a first down. Gain of 3.
Once again, this game has really shown it all starts in the trenches. Both offensive lines been opening gaps for the runs to just get through. You haven't really seen much passing this time except for that first play, but it's really all about the runs so far.
Yeah, and it especially shows Grosse Point South, all they talk about in the O-line is the brothership. That's the one thing they go back to. And if you have a strong brothership, you can do a lot out on the field.
I agree. I very much agree.
3rd and 6. 3 receivers right. Rulo takes. Looking left. Getting hit as he throws it. Just floats one up. Incomplete. Looking for Trey Kabowski. And it's 4th down.
I must say, even with that traffic in front of him, he threw a very good ball.
Yeah, Trey Kabowski was open out there. Just looked like it was a little bit behind him, more than he thought it would. Good effort there, just a little bit out of his reach.
Credit this Panthers defense. They've come alive here in the second quarter.
They really have. I think it all started when 59 got that stop down here on the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Grosse Point South's offense hasn't moved the ball pretty much at all here in the second quarter. They got benefited a lot from those special teams errors by Roseville.
Here's a trick play. Rulo cuts it upfield, and he gets stopped.
Once again, that Roseville defense showing what it means, organized chaos. If one person can touch them, the rest can get them down. It doesn't matter where else they want to go.
It's the option that you have as a play caller when your quarterback is your punter.
I wonder, will that start wearing tear on him? We see Roseville giving Bryant Snowden more rest now as the defense wakens up. But do you think they'll do the same?
So he doesn't play on the defensive side, and they normally do not run him as a punter. That's the first trick play I've seen of them so far this year.
And as Roseville defense wakes up, they just got a new defensive coordinator from Central Michigan University, and you can show the difference. You can see it all.
Yeah, Grosse Point South has been able to keep the coaching staff the same these last couple of years, which their head coach attributes to some of their success these past couple of years.
Okay, ball at the 50. Ryan Davis calls for it, gets it. A little bit low snap, able to hold on to it. Flicks it down the field, wants to go deep, incomplete. Looking for Rico Crudup.
He really wanted the call there. You can see him trying to sell the hold a little bit. Might not have been much of a hold, but he still wanted that call.
Yeah, number 42 for Grosse Point South. He looked like he wanted a little bit of a flag for holding too.
Zach Wilson was in coverage there. Really good coverage.
As you can see, Roseville coaches is getting Rico Crudup right. He's a guy. Came in his freshman year, balled out. Now he's a sophomore, and they expect big plays out of him.
Under 4 to play. Davis with trips right. Fakes the give, keeps it out to the 45-yard line. Gives a little how you doing to Zach Wilson at the 40. And that's going to be, I think it's just shy of the first down.
Back to what I said earlier.
Just shy.
It's all about that 6'3", 220. When it runs fast enough, it can put some weight on you. And as you can see, he's showing them, wake up, I'm here.
Now, there's a flag on the play. I think this one's coming back on the hold.
Yeah, even before that hold, that was great awareness by Zach Wilson to know that he's got to get him out of bounds before that first down. Seems not to matter, though, with this penalty.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one to take.
You wonder, with Roseville punter, will they keep their offense out there? It looks like they're keeping their offenses out there now.
Yes, 2nd and 40, looks like.
It's going to be 2nd and 20. We'll spot it at the 40-yard line. So 2nd and 20.
As a Roseville coach, you must have much confidence in your offense if you're going for it here.
Spread them out, 4 receiver set. Davis takes. 3-step drop, sets, unloads, got a man at the 40-yard line.
Reginald Feldner, I told you, that's the guy you got to watch out for. He played a nice little slot role last year, but this year he's showing when they need a play, he's the guy to come to.
Where's number 2, but he picked up 22.
Yeah, beat Drew Brown out there in coverage. Just had enough separation to make that catch. That's just a great play in space and getting the first down there on a long 2nd down.
Davis takes. Going to give it. Brown trying that right side. A little bit of an initial stumble, able to gather himself and get inside the 35-yard line to the 34. It's going to be a gain of 5 on the play. Heads up run there.
One thing I was going to say, Grosse Pointe South does have great discipline. Everyone to the ball. 11 hearts to the ball every time.
Yeah, whenever that ball is snapped, they're looking. They keep the eyes on the quarterback's eyes, and whenever they see that ball go, they're going to go right after it.
Clock continues to run. 2:50 here in the first half. Grosse Pointe up 14-12. Davis takes. Going to keep it. On the read option, flag on the play, picks up 3. But we got to check the flag. That read option, all he's doing is reading that defensive end. If that defensive end is crashing down as he's got the bread in the basket of DeMyron Brown, he pulls it, and that's exactly what he did there.
Played running back a little bit in the summer with Ryan Davis. I can tell you this one thing. Him and his backs in that backfield get along very well. They understand the metric. If you can pull it, don't pull it. If you can, you won't. It's all about how Ryan feels in the moment. Can he run it? Can he throw it? It's all about him.
So that one goes against the Panthers, and then now they move that one back to the...
You can see the Panthers coaches down there now. They're definitely not happy about these penalties, and you can see it in Bernard Snowden's face.
We'll spot him at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, Grosse Pointe South hoping to get off the field quick here. Try to have another opportunity on offense before the end of this first half.
2nd and 16. Davis. 3-step drop. Steps up. Keeping his eyes down the field. Going to get hit. Taken down. He'll pick up 1. But he wanted to take a shot down the field, and it was good coverage on the back end.
Yeah, it looked like the starting center for Grosse Pointe South, Will Scott, got in there. He plays on both ends, and they're taking him out for a play, trying to give him a little bit of a breather as he's played most of the snaps on both offense and defense today on the line.
Again, good coverage there. Zach Wilson down the field, Trey Grabowski, the free safety, all over it. There was nowhere to go with that football. So now, big 3rd down here. They picked up 22 when it was 2nd and 20. Now looking at a 3rd and 16. Davis takes. Surveying, stepping up, got a little bit of room out to the 40, to the 35, cuts it in at the 30-yard line. And he's got enough for a first down.
That is a play,
gain of
man.
17.
That is a play. He took the matters into his own hand, and he went for it. And it shows that, like, when he goes at him, he's coming down hard.
That's the kind of play at the end of half that will change the momentum and change this game. Try to flip it all on its head going into half, trying to give yourself a momentum boost going into half, trying to have the lead into half.
All right, ball far hash mark, fresh set of downs, 1st and 10. Davis with 3 receivers left. And we've got a whistle. Grosse Pointe South wants to take a timeout. That's the first timeout Grosse Pointe's taken this half. So they've got 2 left.
Knowing Roseville coaches, they don't really do the media, but I did ask Bernard Snowden for an interview at halftime or after the game, and he was very open to it. He seems to really like this matchup. He schedules it every year. It shows, like, the coaches love this competition.
So clock stops, buck 18 to play here in the second quarter.
This is always one of those biggest games on Grosse Pointe South schedule. This is the one they always look forward to. This and their game against their in-town rival Grosse Pointe North. Those are the two biggest games, and it always shows with the way these players play and the fans show up out for Grosse Pointe South.
So, I wonder, will we be seeing more of this in the playoffs? Like, it must show, like, these last 4 years, every time they've met in the playoffs, it was one time Roseville beat them with a toe-tap touchdown. So I wonder.
Yeah, all these games have always came down to the wire, and whatever you can do to win a game, that's what you want to do. And if whoever wins this game has seemed to have the advantage come the playoffs.
All right, so out of the timeout, Grosse Pointe wants to just make sure that they've got all their ducks in a row. I think the Panthers are coming out with a different formation. So they had a 3-receiver set on this wide side of the field. Now it's 2, 1 on the right.
Yeah, Grosse Pointe South's going to try to hopefully get a quick 3 and out and get the ball back to try to have an end-of-half drive.
Ryan Davis. Calls for it, gets it, gives it. Couple little jump steps. Ooh, helmet's off. Ooh, helmet's off. Careful, careful. Blow the whistle. They did. Demyron Brown's lid came off on that tackle. He'll lose 2 yards back to the 30.
Flag down on the play, though.
So they'll spot it at the 30. Looks like 2-yard line. There is a flag.
Can we talk about the outcome of this game? Can we just look, guys? Fans are packing both stands.
Absolutely.
Even as we go into halftime, more and more people seem to pile in these Roseville stands. And looking across, you can definitely see Grosse Pointe South is not stopping either.
Looks like there's no room in either stand. Only standing room only, it looks like so far. It's only the second half. It'll probably get bigger as we go along. In the second quarter.
That's a face mask on Grosse Pointe South, so that is going to help the Panthers a lot here. They're going to move that ball inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, hopefully Grosse Pointe South can get a stop here before the half. Hopefully trying to limit it to a field goal.
So 1:03 to play here after the penalty. It's 1st and 10 from the 17. So Ryan Davis to the shotgun. He's got Demyron Brown to his right. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Motion man. Davis takes, fakes, trying right, cuts it upfield. He'll get out to the 15, that's it. Pick up a 3. Check that, pick up a 2.
One thing I can say, Ryan Davis, Demyron Brown, and Reginald Feldner, they're all very good friends. You see them a bunch of times together, and they actually grew up together since elementary school, Little League and up.
Yeah, Troop Linnell on that tackle. He's played a very aggressive middle linebacker role throughout the season. He likes to play with his feet down, get his feet down on the ground, and make some tackles. He loves to play very aggressively.
So now Roseville takes their first time out of the half with 55 seconds left to play. Down 2, they're looking for points here. They had a great opportunity here to maybe take the lead going into halftime.
After a drive like this, you really have to ask, where would Roseville's momentum be going coming out of this halftime once we get into it?
Yeah, penalties have made a big factor in this game so far. As the face mask on Grosse Pointe South gave Roseville that first down, now deep in territory, and those penalties early in drives for Roseville stops and drives, and now it seems like Roseville might have the momentum going to half depending on what happens here.
Roseville spreading them out. Davis, quick throw, corner of the end zone, incomplete. Through the hands of Milton Standifer. Great throw by Ryan Davis. Standiford just couldn't haul it in.
Knowing Standiford in person, I know that hurts him to see. He's one of those receivers where it gets to him like he knows he should be making these plays. He's a Ferris State commit for a reason.
Yeah, that was great coverage by sophomore Ethan Morgan, who's also on the soft baseball team.
So ball at the 15. It's third down. 3rd and 8. Myron Brown flares out. This one over the middle. Caught. That's Brian Snowden inside the 5 to the 3-yard line and a first down.
And it just shows this momentum with this Roseville team comes from its crowd. The crowd gets hype as Roseville continues to get more power in their running.
1st and goal now from the 3. Still spreading out. Demyron Brown trying to get into the end zone. Reaches through. Does he get in? Yes, he does. Touchdown, Roseville. Demyron Brown from 3 yards out. And just like that, the Panthers are on top.
Myron Brown is a very good back in this world, in this league as well. But it just shows he really should be offered. He really should be recruited.
Yeah, Grosse Pointe South now, as soon as they get this ball back, will try to go get some points before the end of this half.
So they're going to go for 2 here. So Ryan Davis and the offense back out there. Here's the take. Rolling, throwing into the end zone, incomplete. So 31 seconds left here, and the Panthers have taken the lead. It's 18-14, and back and forth we go.
Yeah, this kickoff will, if the return's good, it might determine what Grosse Pointe South decides to do on offense in this half. They have time, and to see it be interesting to see if they're going to try to push the ball down the field, set them up for a field goal or maybe even a touchdown if they get a big play.
And guys, Jaden Williams has really shown improvement ever since that first muff punt. As you can see, he's going for it. He's got more confidence in all of his kicks now.
I think a lot of this depends on how this kickoff goes, right? If it's a good return,
100%.
that certainly carries a lot of weight. And then if that first play of the series is positive yardage, maybe you consider it. 31 seconds left here. We'll see what the thought process is here from this Grosse Pointe coaching staff. Chad Hebner, the head coach, obviously will be making that call. So,
yeah, the head coach's son is a wrestler at Harvard currently.
All right, got this thing teed up. Jaden Williams.